Good day everyone and welcome to Exile News, the weekly show that brings you all the important news and informations on Path of Exile. And I've been in Egypt last week, so I wasn't able to do my usual video, which is why this time I'm gonna cover 2 weeks instead of one. So first up, the map stash tab is something that GGG isn't addressing in Standard League, and that is because every time a new map stash tab comes into the league or comes into the play and then is transferred from a temporary league to the Standard League, people playing in the Standard League cannot mix the maps with the older stash tab that they have, which is becoming a problem now that there are a lot of different type of maps. So the solution for GGG is going to add a button that updates the series of map to the most recent ones, and also bulk converts all of the maps into equivalent level 1 at the right tiers. And that is because every time GGG changes the maps, they also kind of move around the tiers of the maps. So if you have a tier 10 of one type, it might not be a tier 10 anymore in the new set of maps. So this button should automatically convert everything that you have into the latest map type, and that should work pretty well. If you're trying to collect maps, just don't use this button, or remove maps the older way, just manually, so it should work fine. Also, there's been on the 27th very quick summit in Korea where Korean gamers could gather and celebrate the upcoming launch of Path of Exile in Korean. And Jonathan Rogers, which is one of the co-founder and the technical director of GGG, attended, so hopefully we'll get some news of that. Looks like an interesting thing. Other than that, this news post was just for the Korean people to read, so not much for the English people. And there's also been a couple updates to ExileCon. First one is the fact that David, Max and Eric will be present and will also join the 2 VIP dinners, and they will also have a signing session at the convention. Who are these guys? Well, they are those who founded Condor or Blizzard North and created Diablo 1 and Diablo 2. So if you're a fan of the ARPG genre, this is definitely a huge thing to look forward to. So big news there. And also, since GG didn't really know how many people would go, they sold tickets for the first 2 rings of the auditorium, on the first 2 floors, and now they've also sold them for the 3rd floor, or rather for the balcony, which is a different one. And well, maybe they'll put some more on sale, because apparently as soon as they went on sale they just sold out. So it's not that easy to get a ticket. It feels like the first ExileCon is gonna be a great success. We'll see how that goes, but I'm sure it's gonna be really good. Also, we got some highlights from the Einar competition, and you can see there's a lot of fan art. Of course, if you're interested in this kind of thing, just check the link I'll put in the description below, because it's always interesting, and there's a lot of fan art this time since the competition is just themed around him. And as you can see, this was the page for the tickets that went live and really quickly sold out. So hopefully GGG will make another run, we'll see. But also we got another interesting boss versus boss showcase. It's been a while since we got one. In this case it's Alva against June against Zana against Einar in a free-for-all up to the best of 2. And well, it's pretty nice. I think it's a little less worse made than usual. They don't even see, or they don't even say when some of these dies. Previous videos were done a little bit better, but still it's actually interesting to see how GGG bosses fare against themselves instead of against players, or instead of helping players in these cases. Anyway, we also got another developer question and answers. This time it's not just a set of questions that GGG is answering straight up to, but it's a thread full of questions. People can just go into the thread, ask their own questions, and GGG will try and make their best to actually answer it. So this also works for of course Path of Exile, but game development in general and life at the GGG office. So if you're interested into these kind of things, definitely go here, have a nice read, and maybe then just ask your own question if it hasn't been asked yet. Also, we got some more high competition highlights, and the competition ends on the 29th, which is tomorrow actually. So you still have one day if you are really just trying to finish your artwork. If you're rushing the one day work, it's probably not gonna work, because there are some really interesting things like this one, and there's some art, not just artwork, but actually dolls and all the kind of stuff. So definitely really interesting. Again, if this is your cup of tea, check the links in the description below, because there's some very amazing stuff. And also, yesterday I think there was a new class reward level 80 race, which was a private race pretty much, arranged by the community member Camel, and it was a solo self-found hardcore synthesis race, where the first to level 80 for every class was the winner, and then the race will end. And it's been casted by Ziggy, Octavian and Brittleknee, so I'm sure you can definitely find the votes for this race if you're interested on the Twitch or maybe on the YouTube. So definitely another good interesting race. A level 80 race, it's pretty much a lot more interesting than a level 100 race, because from level 90 to a level 100 it's really boring to watch, and it's just to see who sleeps less pretty much. Level 80 it's done in like several hours, so it's a shorter span of time and it's a bit more interesting in my opinion. So pretty nice races over there. Definitely check it out if you can and if you are interested. Other than that, I think that was all for this week, so if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment down below. Also, if you want to remain updated every week, be sure to subscribe to my channel. That was all. I have been your host Giorgio, and I'll see you guys the next time.